Hey everybody. Let's make this here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. We're going to start with talking about embroidery stabilizers and why there are multiple different. I can't give you a full answer other than a lot of it is preference on the people who like what it is. Hey Kim, how are you today? As you can see right by me, these are all different types of stabilizers. I'm going to wait a few more minutes and see if anybody else is here. Kim, can you hear me good? More minutes and see if anybody else. I just don't want to start and then confuse everybody when they come in. You may hear the big machine running. Okay. I have to make sure the thread doesn't pop. I have all sorts of different stabilizers. There we go. And so they're different types, and I know the more expensive one may not be fit in the budget, and I find them on Amazon all the time. I might have came to way too soon, but I have a kiddo inside that wants me after I get off. Hi Nancy. So we're going to talk about stabilizer because I guess somehow blew up Discord about it. With labels. Hi Kathleen. I came on early because I wanted to try to get done. Hey Stephanie. So we'll go ahead and start since we got quite a few. Hey Donna. If I move, it's just because I'm checking the big machine and making sure it's not popping threads again. So there are several different types of. The three I know is cutaway stabilizer. Nancy's not the embroidery machine, it is the long arm. We will do that next time. But today we're going to talk about stabilizer. The reason why we have to have stabilizer when you're embroidering. It helps stabilizes the fabric, and when you stitch it makes the, when you cut, if you do cut out, it will make the design to stay flat, not fat. Sorry guys. So there's water soluble stabilizer. I only use that if I know it's going in a quilt or if I'm having trouble on the top end, I will put it on top of the fabric and make sure it, like my t-shirt quilt, not t-shirt quilt. When I make t-shirts, I put water soluble. Hi, kid. Water soluble stabilizer on top of the t-shirt. And so, for everyone, and she's probably gonna hear and laugh about it, Wolf Phoenix is my kid. So, the stabilizer container I was holding is called Embroidery Stabilizer Perfect Tear, and which is a high quality one. So I have two tearaways of a different one. So this one has different tear. You can clearly see through it. And it's a really nice tear. And I'm going to actually go ahead for a sample. Hey, Amy. It's Nancy. It is my kiddo. So thank you guys. So basically when you tear away, it's that easy. It's not so difficult. Like I can even tear sometimes too. So that's a higher quality if you're buying expensively. And I try not to buy, I try to get the best stabilizer I can, but I know that sometimes I'm not always wanting to spend that kind of money. So you can find these on Amazon. Here's another type of stairway. You can barely see the first tearaway has holes in it. So this one, and I don't mind. Don't worry. Oh, thank you, everybody. So it's just the same. You'll deal with some of this rough edges, but that's it. Okay. I'm gonna get her when we're done. Forgive me on that, kiddo. You need to stop, young lady. So, this is more of a cutaway. So basically, you can't tear it. So when you cut, you have to cut instead of tear. The water soluble, you can use water after you finish the design. So, is this any way of, do you guys have any questions? I would like, those are my most popular ones is cutaway and tearaway. I only use water soluble stabilizer if I need to. And I don't usually always keep it on hand, but I don't know where I put it since I remodeled in here. I know Amy had a lot of questions the other day. I figured this might be a good time for us to talk about them. So I'm doing a part series on where I can, like today we're talking about stabilizing, and I want to answer your questions on that and the reason why. The next time is going to be talking about all the different sizes of hoops. I have two different, I'm trying really hard not to say her name. But I'm trying to make it a part series so that you guys can understand. Hi, Sandra. I was talking about stabilizer. I don't know if anyone has other questions about embroidery stabilizers. And then if you were to make labels, forgive me, I made a mess over here. I use tearaway, but lately I've been more of the cutaway. Give me a second. Fred popped. I heard it. Sorry. So I use cutaway more than tearaway due to the fact, and if you don't want them to get wavy, I'm going to see if I can do this. So I'm going to pull you down because I don't have the other camera hooked. So my suggestion, and I'll grab a piece of fabric somewhere. So I would lay the stabilizer down. My best friend to keeping things away from being wavy is the Basting Adhesive. You can buy the spray bond at Walmart, or you can get 505 off of Amazon. So basically, I do it before I put it in a hoop. I'll go like this, and I'll take this piece of fabric and try to lay it as flat as I can, and it will help because it will not move while you have it in the hoop. Does that make sense, Amy? Yes, Nancy. Yeah, you can use it on lacy ones on towels. I use it on t-shirts because I do a lot of big designs and not small ones. I do characters, I do numbers, and I like to try to keep the shirt looking nice. If you have any other questions, please ask. Yeah, spray basting is like my best friend. Not the basting stuff that you get for the quilts. This one is a lot better, and it's actually for embroidering. If you have any questions that I can help, because these are the most that I use, and I always use spray basting for solving the issues with the waviness. This is just, I thought we'd do a short video on stabilizer. Next week, we'll talk about the I've always used spray basting because I felt like it's more easier, because once you get it down, it's not going to change. Because even though I didn't spray all the way around, it's not going to go anywhere. Yes, I can do that. Let me turn it the right way. And just let me know when you get it. The other option is the 505 spray. It's the exact same. Alright, Amy. Kathleen, about machines. The reason I didn't hook you guys up with the bigger camera, I figured you guys wanted to see my embroidery machines. I have 2 different brands. I never moved the camera with the mouse. So it's going to be a little dizzy. Just give me a second. I have a little mess over here. So I have the Quattro too. I love her because of the screen. The screen's big. And then I have the B770. So those are my 2 main machines. Okay, I use what is called a headband instead of spray. I don't directly spray. So if I'm going to put basting spray, I spray outside of my hoop. Automatically, never put it on my hoops. But I can look at your question, Kathleen, after we get off. Yes, you can look for at Walmart, JOANNS, Amazon. They will have spray basting. But make sure when you go, you check to make sure it says embroidery as well, and not just quilting. If you have other questions, I'm more than welcome to ask. Excuse me, guys. I'm having one of the weird days. I can answer your questions for you. My main thing is I don't ever spray basting while I have something in the hoop, because I've learned that lesson. Or you can go and get those steering wheels covers at Dollar Tree and use them. I've known some YouTubers use that. Even if you don't use all the fabric, more than likely, you can just pop it right back off. Any other questions? I will probably go ahead and pop off next week. I don't have a software yet, Amy. I am looking into one. I've never had one. I have Art and Stitch where I just download the files I buy for and buy the license to sell. But there are 2 softwares I'm looking into. One is a Bernina 9 full version with the Wi-Fi. Another one is right above the Bernina toolkit. It's called Creative something, and I'm actually looking into that one because I don't care for the Wi-Fi thing on the back due to the fact that I have 2 machines that are different brands. Yes, it can be messy. I've learned my lessons because you never get that stuff off. It took me a bunch of Clorox wipe and I'm still dealing with it. Any other questions? How about this, Amy? I will let you know if I got the software, and if I like it, I can do a tutorial on it. I used to have the Bernina toolkit. Okay, Nancy, anything, so I will say use Clorox wipe or a special cleaning product that will help you get them clean. I've heard from some of the embroiders that they use baby wipes. They do have a trial of the Banana 9 that you have to sign up with your email, and then you can do that. But they don't ever have a free software. It could, yes, I do think the Goo Gone would work. Hi Sheila. Sorry, I didn't mean to miss you. I'm just trying to answer questions. We're talking about stabilizers and spray base. My one solution, if you guys do this, do it outside of the hoop, please. It will save a lot of having to clean the hoops. Okay, Amy. But if you want me to, and if I get the software, I could actually let you know if I like it or not. Any other questions? I'm always up for questions, even if it's tomorrow and you want more questions about stabilizer on my next live. Please don't feel bad. I'm more than welcome to answer them. Tomorrow's live is going to be more, instead of... Okay, I've talked about stabilizers for the embroidery machine, and we're talking about spray based, so that's for the embroidery machine. So tomorrow we're going to do this. So, okay. Electric Quilter 8 is for like designing patterns. There is another software, Amy, and it's called Embroidery, and it's a lot cheaper. That's awesome. You're welcome, Donna. This one is actually by Spray and Bond, because I also use heat and bond when I put it on the back of labels, so that I can heat and press it onto the quilt. If that helps, Amy. Embroidery, I think, is what you're talking about. It's amazing software. I know a lot of embroiders who actually use that software over than paying a high expensive one, and they love it. The Electric 8, which is what Beth uses, she designs quilt patterns and FPP. Okay, Nancy, I do not have a software quite yet. And my birthday's coming up, and I'm trying to see if I can get... There's multiple embroideries. If you're digitizing, you're going to need the Stitch Artist. If you're just going in and pulling up the image or not the image, pulling files from what you bought, you just need the embroideries. You're welcome, Amy. Just remember, next week, probably either the same time or 5:30, we will talk about our machines and hoops. If you have any other questions or not, I'm probably going to go ahead and hop off. And I do apologize when my kid popped in, being a little stinker. I know there's a lot of them. Next time, instead of the machines, we'll talk about softwares. Would that work, Nancy? You're welcome, Nancy. because we can do that, and we'll talk about softwares. We'll get that going, and then that way it helps everyone. I believe Amy would like to know more, because I've watched a lot of embroidery stuff. There's a YouTuber out there. Her name is Angela Jasmina. Amazing embroiderer. She even talks about umbrellas a lot. So, thank you, Nancy. I'm going to go ahead and pop off and take care of the kid. Okay. Alright, so next time I'm gonna use my Restream software, because then I can go into the background and pull up the software websites and get those prepped for you guys. That's why I prepped these already for you. And we will see you next time. Be kind, be creative, and be you, and be unique. I will see you next time.